Hello to all of you rocket scientists out there. Today we're having a look at a continuity known as JimJam continuity. This JimJam continuity is a continuity of a channel called JimJam from May 25th, 2018. So it's kind of from a year ago. This is how this TV channel looked like a year ago. The day of the recording today is the 10th of June 2019. So what is this channel all about? Let's look at the bumpers it shows and promotions and promos and whatnot. So we see a lion standing roaring. It was standing on a JimJam logo thing. So it shows a lot of cartoons from a long time ago. These cartoons are not the newest cartoons. They're pretty old, just to put it bluntly. There's a JimJam train with a clown, a giraffe inside a lemon, and yeah, a lot of stuff. There's a clown juggling on a tightrope, and there are mice dancing around. I like the look of this cartoon with the mice. Yeah, I like how it looks. It's beautiful looking. So there's an elephant balancing on some kind of huge ball, and he blows a bubble or a balloon which contains the JimJam logo. That is very good. JimJam, this is a Czech continuity, by the way. So this channel is being broadcast in the Czech Republic. And yeah, this is a pretty exclusive channel, and not a lot of people will be able to watch this channel. They will not be able to get this channel. They will not be able to watch this channel in English, even if they find a way to watch it, because this channel is made for Central and Eastern Europe. So yeah, some of the countries of Central and Eastern Europe. So if you're living in any part of the world that is far away from Eastern Europe or Central Europe, then you're out of luck. If you're living in Asia, you're probably not even watching this video right now, this review of this channel, JimJam. Was that Bob the Builder? I think I saw Bob the Builder. Okay. If you're in the United States, which is more likely, well, look at this channel. It's a pretty cool channel, actually, especially for all of you older people out there who grew up with some of these cartoons. Yeah, it's nice to have these channels that do not forget the cartoons that made modern cartoon channels great, right? These are some kind of cartoons that are not really from any major cartoon channel network. Like, these are not Nickelodeon cartoons. These are not Cartoon Network cartoons. These are not Disney cartoons, right? These are just general cartoons made by smaller animation studios or companies. And I like that, they look a little bit different. They have this certain style that I like, right? So yeah, it's not all the same looking like modern cartoons. I actually think modern cartoons, after this so-called Cartoon Network renaissance, don't look their best. They actually look oversimplified. Like, the best way I can describe modern cartoons, and by this I mean 2D hand-drawn cartoons, is they look as if my classmate drew it from like 9th grade, maybe like 7th grade. It looks like something a kid would draw, right? A kid with a budget, with a high budget, like, and with a staff, with employees. So yeah, I mean, I used to admire how the Hanna-Barbera cartoons looked like, how they drew them. I just, couldn't figure out how they managed to, show you a human looking or an animal looking cartoon character, and by drawing them in the way they do, it was like there was real skill involved. Not in animating, but in like even drawing one still frame, right? But in modern cartoons, it's like, a kid came up with this. It's like kind of oversimplified. They don't do detailed backgrounds anymore for the most part, and the main characters look too simple. So yeah, that's my take on newer cartoons. I had to talk about this because we're talking about a channel that airs mostly older cartoons, and I wanted to talk about the benefits of older cartoons. I mean, the benefits are all the things that are not the uh, the negative aspects, the shortcomings, right? So these are all benefits, that these cartoons are well drawn, well animated, they have rich backgrounds, etc. And yeah, some of them were not even that old. Some of them were pretty new, but I mean, yeah, for the most part. And Thomas the Tank Engine, I think this is how what they showed either before or after Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends. So yeah, Thomas the Tank Engine back then was better looking because they used real life physical trains, train toys or whatever. And nowadays they use 3D computer generated stuff, and it just looks different, just feels different. It's not the same feeling. I just don't get the same feeling. And there's something about computer generated stuff that kind of ruins it for me. I don't know if it's just like a placebo effect, if it's like me knowing how it's made that ruins it, or maybe it's like I wouldn't like it even if I didn't know how it was made. I don't know. There's something about the colors, the shapes, the movements, which just does not fulfill me. Oh, look at this. The worm with like one shoe. I used to watch this. I think there was like a really old version of this, a version that is older than this one. And that one was really cool. I liked to watch it. And then I think they came up with this one, which is also old by today's standards, but it's actually new in my eyes. I think it's one of the newest ones, or the newest one they made. So I mean, I don't know. There's something different about this one. I think the main difference is that this one was made on a computer, and they used various uh, cost-saving techniques, like like often instead of redrawing each frame, they take the previous frame and manipulate it, like move certain parts of the layer around and stretch them, or like manipulate them in many ways to simulate movement, and you get these robotic movements, right? It's way different than when each frame comes from a human drawing it, right? It looks pre-programmed, and that's what it is. Some of these movements are programmed, and that's maybe the thing that kind of ruins it for me, when movements are programmed, right? Instead of created by humans by drawing each frame individually, the movements are programmed to move a certain way. And it's like a pattern which you can pick up on subconsciously. When you watch a cartoon, you can pick up on this pattern of this computer that pre-programs movements, or just programs movements. I mean, the human decides ultimately what movements will be made, but the computer uses its own ways to achieve those movements, and they're kind of like too perfect, and it's boring when it's perfect, right? You need life. You need to breathe in life into it.